Octbox fans, Rick Tyler here. Piece I'm going to be doing today is covering the rear wheel kit and some tips to basically get the best performance out of it. What we found is, since introducing the rear wheel kit, is vibration creates sometimes problems in the fact that bolts can come undone, and because you've got a mutual support with various clamps and braces doing each job, if a bolt comes undone, it means all the other parts of that rear wheel kit have to take that on. And the most important part of the rear wheel kit, the latest one, is this brace. So you need to make sure, now this is off mine, you can see I've actually, by tightening up, I've created a little dent in here, which does help this keep in position. But what we've started doing now, and we'd recommend that if you haven't got these already fitted, is get some of these and fit them. They're called a shake-proof washer. You can see it's got teeth on there, and for my brace, I've packed the middle bolt with 3 and either side with 2. So as it tightens down, you can see it's gripping the bolt. And I did a test at the weekend, went over some really rough ground for about half a kilometre, and when I got back, all of these bolts were still tight. That's point one, very important. The other factor I'm going to talk about is the rear wheel kit. There's 2 adapters on each side that secure the left and right hand sides into the back of the box. And it's this adapter that goes into the footplate rails. I want to point out there is 2 grooves, and the groove that you're going to be using is this front groove. Now when you put it in, what I recommend doing now, and I'm going to show you fitting this to a box, is put this in and line this groove up with the bolt that's in your footplate rails and tighten that down first. You'll need to push this adapter up to the top of the rail, and I'll show you that in a minute. And once you've got that, you can tighten this up. It will actually mean that this spigot will not be all the way back to the weld. And that's not a bad thing, because it means the weld can't be doing any damage to the back of the box. So we'll get this to the box now. I'll show it being fitted, and then we'll just talk through how important that is. But the important thing is, once that bolt goes into that groove, even if it comes out slightly loose, it's not coming out. Right, so I've got the chassis set up in the air as ready to fit the rear wheel kit. You can see once I've tipped it forward, it's just ideal. So the bolts that are going to be securing my wheelbarrow handles or the rear wheel kit, I now recommend packing out the bolt with 2 or 3 shake-proof washers, and just need to make sure that you don't put too many washers on, so you're not bottoming out the bolt, and that makes a massive difference. I've also fitted them to the bolts that secure the front wheel kit, and I'll just put that in there for the moment. Now, fitting the rear wheel kit. In the past, we've always gone all the way up to the weld. But if you do that, this groove isn't going to line up. So if I now set, as I push this bolt down, I'm lining it up with the groove, and then I'm pushing the adapter up to the top of the rail. Yep. I can tighten this adapter up, and I can now tighten that bolt down, and it's going down into the groove. Why that matters is because even if it comes out slightly loose, it can't come out of that groove. And if we then fit the other side, so the difference is I'm not tightening this bolt up first as we would have done in the past. I'm lining getting the lined up, moving the adapter so that it's flush to the top of the rail, tighten the adapter up, And now I can tighten this up. And once this is tight, I can tighten the sides. And then finally, with the brace with the new shake-proof washers on, and this is a game changer because this now does not come undone. And that now will go over rough ground and you don't have to worry about it coming undone. The problem in the past is if any of these bolts come loose, it means you've got movement. And when you're going over rough ground, what you don't want is the frame smashing into each other because you're going to create damage. So hopefully that's going to make a massive difference. So they're called shake-proof washers. You can get them in B&Q, you can get them at Screwfix. I paid for 100, £2.29. Yeah, and that was from Screwfix. B&Q, I've got to say, you can get them in packs of 10, but they're about £1.50. So it depends how many you need. I'd say, you know, from looking at it, you might be better off getting a pack from Screwfix because you're going to need, you know, 7 on this brace. You're going to need a couple for your black frame, couple for the actual wheel kit bolts that go into the foot plate and that sort of thing. So hopefully that's helpful. Look forward to your feedback. Till the next video, tight lines.